Welcome, everyone, to the Maryville Saints Hockey Network. Site of today's game versus Indiana Tech Warriors versus your Maryville Saints as we get set for Game 2 of this Women's Division I hockey weekend. I'm Eric Skelton. Ty Panula will be here soon for you. You guys may have heard me. I'm the broadcast producer, all that yada yada fun stuff. Today we got a real interesting matchup as Maryville is looking to kind of correct the ship from last night. 3-1 loss. Really hard-fought game between both teams. But we'll see what they have in store for us today. I'm going to throw it to a quick commercial. Just wanted to bring it into the broadcast. We will be back here shortly.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time. From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
Welcome back to the Maryville Saints Hockey Network here at the beautiful Maryville University Hockey Center. I've got some starters for you guys today on the Saints side of things. Leading up on the forward line, we're going to have Emily Toole, centered by Elle Rutherford. And on the other side of her, we'll have Sophie Brennan. On defense, we have Paige Dawson and Morgan McGowan. And then in net today, we have Caitlin Cadrain. Sorry for the delay, folks. Had some behind-the-scenes stuff to do here. Todd Panula has just arrived. He will be joining us here in just a few minutes to get your play-by-play going for you. Give me one moment.
Hello, everyone. Todd Panula along with you here. Sorry for the late start. Early start in terms of the actual game. It was originally scheduled for 1:15, but they dropped the puck at 1 o'clock, so a little bit of a schedule snafu there, but didn't miss much as long as you were watching the video. 0-0 is the score, 15:22 left to go here in the first period. 3-3 are the shots. So far, there's been a lot of physicality between the two teams, so the officials seem more than ready to let them play here this afternoon. A matinee matchup between the Maryville Saints and the Indiana Tech Warriors. The Warriors won by a final score of 3-1 yesterday. Saints sweep it in as St. Louis goes off on a change. Toole tries to track it down on the far side. Instead, it's picked up by Nesbitt. Nesbitt had the game-tying goal in yesterday's matchup. Saucer pass finds McGowan towards the blue line. Fires one towards goal, and it ricochets wide. May have gone off the post. That one definitely beat Adley, and it hit something. This one pops back out in front. Rebound, score! But the referee is got his arms up in the air. I don't think it's going to count. Coach Tommy Lang is at the edge of the bench. He wants to know what happened. Hadley was down on her backside. The faceoff is going to come out, so I think they're going to call goaltender interference. Not the kind that puts anybody in the penalty box, but they're going to say that Hadley did not have a chance to get back into position. At least that would be my guess. So that's an unfortunate turn of events for the Maryville Saints. They looked like they had taken a 1-0 lead on what would have been a Maddie Johnson goal. Instead, it remains scoreless with 14:22 to go here in the first. Off the dashers in front of the bench on the far side, and then there's a little bit of a trip as the stick of Calverda got caught up in the skates, or thighs perhaps, of Paige Dawson. She's kind of looking around like, why wasn't that a penalty? But again, the referee seems content to let them play here in the early going. 5:45 gone in the first. Saints now have 6 shots on goal. So Maryville offensively has definitely gotten things done in terms of getting pucks on net. But beating Mackenzie Adley has been a little bit more of a struggle. Toole drops it back, and then it's punched in on the far side. Rutherford heads off on a change. Stretch pass comes off the glass. In comes Borland. Stelzer throws a little bit of a poke check. That goes just past the left skate of Caitlin Cadrain. And the puck goes into the Maryville bench, stopping the clock with 13:30 left in the first. That one's poked out of the zone. Chasing it down is O'Leary. It's not going to be icing one way or the other. O'Leary does get to it. Below the goal line, setting it up from the near side. Flings it off the defender's skates. Picked up by Calverda. She slams it off the dashers. Rogers tries to scrape it off the wall. Too strong for Johnson on the outlet. This one will go the length of the ice, and this will be an icing with 13:01 to go in the first. Johnson comes down. Indiana Tech getting a line change. Dawson sweeps it near side. O'Leary's just kind of waiting on it as that one got caught up around the boards. Flung up high by Pedham Shand, and she's fortunate that they don't play with the NHL rules there, as that one might have been a delay of game, I should say. Although she's in the offensive zone, so I don't think that counts as much. Rimmed hard around and picked up by Kelsel. She flings it up the wing. Tapped out by Poisson. Here comes Brooks along with Johnson. Brooks backhands it down into the corner. It trickles along the wall. Near side, Juszczyk trying to get it around Gerwitz. Gerwitz very strong on the boards. Here's Brooks on the puck. Sweeps it on to Poisson. Returns the favor, but that was cut out by a defender. Brooks looking to get it out into the middle. Kelsel back towards the point. Straight away now. High slot for Gerwitz. She shoots wide. That one just kind of stuck on the blade a little too long. Saints tried to slide it into that bumper position. Instead, it goes back to Johnson on the boards. Poisson was in the middle. Now Gerwitz shoots wide again. Gerwitz picks it up, this time at her own blue line. Into the zone for Poisson. Couldn't quite get there. Moore shuffles it around the far side. Brennan kicks at it. Keeps it alive in the zone. Here's Rutherford. She was trying to feather that pass towards the middle for Gerwitz. Instead, Borland saw it all the way. Brennan jabs at it at the red line. Rutherford had it go off her right heel and into the zone, but not under control, obviously. Oh, Brennan almost came up with the steal, and she would have had a glorious chance on goal had it done so. Instead, it's back out to center. Toole tracks it down back in her own zone. Dawson was calling for it. Toole will carry instead. Flopped one up. That was too strong for Dawson, if that was the intended target. Now Toole with this interception. Peels back. Goes towards the point. Dawson holds the zone. She's going to take a slap shot. That's knocked down in front. Dawson holds again. Flips one over here towards the near boards. Skittering along the near wall. Blowing a tire was Bowler. Check that. It was Maddie Beek. Nevertheless, Indiana Tech skates out of their own zone. Williams tried to push it into the offensive zone. Does get it down into the corner, but it was knocked down by McGowan. Back out at their own blue line. Calverda goes far side. Episcopo put it into the zone. McGowan comes back for Maryville. Came a little close to her own goal. Kallhammer couldn't get it off the wall. Step up play by Junker. Junker had the power play goal, the lone power play goal last night. A 5-on-3. That ended up being an insurance goal late in the third period. 9:42 left to go here in the opening period. Pushed up towards the line, off the skates, kicked back by Terpstra. Moore comes over and walls off McBain. Gerwitz is back. Flings one up towards the red line. Here comes Agaropoulos. She was strong on the stick, but dispossessed at the last moment. Kelso comes over to Gerwitz. Ran out of space, so dumps it into the corner. McBain twisted around. They tried to spin and stuff. Argyropoulos got it towards Kelso, but couldn't quite find the handle. It went between the skates and the stick. Argyropoulos on the right side of the red line, dumps it in and goes off on a change. Moore took it away. Williams thought she was going to have it. Instead, it's with Dawson of Maryville. She gains the red line. That's off the body of Cooper. This is offside, so the Saints have to touch up. 8:30 to go here in the period. Kept in by the skate of Furbett. Flips it off the glass. It rolls along the edge of the dashers and then back down to the ice. Brennan comes in as the second player for Maryville. Williams had it for a moment, gets it back. Williams carries up for Indiana Tech. 3-on-3, they just push it in as Williams goes off on a change. Furbett slams it over here towards the near side. O'Leary hits the brakes because the puck wasn't going to catch up to her. Akachuk over to the far side for Junker. Junker stick handles, tried to thread the needle. She was looking for Yakachuk. She catches up to it in the corner after it ricocheted off a couple sticks. Junker tried to go to the forehand with the shot, ran into the defender. Junker drops it back. It goes far side, filtered into the zone. Here comes Juszczyk, slows it up, puts it in the middle. Pedam Shan, the shot and a right pad save. Excellent chance there for Indiana Tech, trying to strike first. Pedam Shan put a quick one in on goal, and that one was met with the right toe of Caitlin Cadrain. Kelso splits the defenders. Gave it up to Stelzer. Don't know if she meant to do that, but it ended up working. Green goes back the other way. Her shot was blocked by Gerwitz. May have taken it off the fingers. Stelzer, strong on the wall, got it into the offensive zone. Indiana Tech comes back the other way. Almost had a 2-on-1. Gerwitz intercepts, but hands it right back. 6:35 to go in the first period. Trying to go rink wide. It was cut off in the middle. Anderson comes in. Dispossessed as St. Louis pushed it up the wall. Junker takes a spill on the far side. Johnson in behind the net for the Warriors. She regathered it and set it over here towards the near boards. Flipped up by Episcopo. Gerwitz is on the puck. Callhammer dusts it up. Here comes St. Louis on the near wing. Callhammer streaking to the middle. St. Louis towards the backhand, trying to lower that shoulder. A wraparound attempt, but Callhammer had vacated the slot. The pass needed to be a little more towards the hash marks, and then it would have been a good play. Toole finds Dawson. Calling for it as O'Leary. She was north of the dots. That shot was from too much of an angle and easily dealt with by the defenders. This could be icing if it crosses the right amount of lines, and it will be. Clock stops with 5:31 to go here in the first period. McGowan gets it up the wall. Indiana Tech trying to go the other way. Yakachuk. Nice little cutback move into the zone for Juszczyk. Kicked around by Yakachuk. McGowan gets it back to center. Pedam Shand is on it now. She leaves it. Terpstra almost had her pocket picked. In behind the net goes Moore. Forecheck was being pressed by Poisson. Brooks is in there as well. None of them come up with the puck as Indiana Tech shuffles it on to center. Hard to believe that this is just their second year as a Division I program with the amount of talent that they've amassed and the record that they've put together this year. Obviously an excellent recruiting and coaching job by Scott Hicks and his staff. Coming in year number 2, and they are 25-4. 12 wins on the road. Scooped in. Episcopo and Green go chasing after it. Green had it for a moment. Gerwitz seals her off on the wall. Williams comes out with it. Flings it off the end boards. Kelsel had it for a moment. Referee was adjusting his shirt. Thought for a moment he was going to call something, but instead we get a stoppage on the frozen puck as Cadrain smothered. 3:49 left to go here in the opening period. 12 total shots. Kind of interesting for as much as it's gone back and forth. Neither team has hit the net with a bunch of frequency, but it's been just enough to keep the goaltenders at least involved. Junker reached out, was able to hold his own, just kind of flopped one down into the corner. That one is strangely banks off the partition. Saints come back the other way. Toole gains the zone. Rutherford is going to chase it in behind the net. Lifts a stick of Junker, but the defender got there just a little too strong. Brennan chops it back. Furbit comes up from the point. Instead, it's Junker. Gains the red line and goes off on a change. Dawson slows it up. Puck wouldn't settle down for her. Here comes Paige Dawson. Flips one towards goal. Awkwardly sticked away by Adley, but she got it to her defender, so I think she knew what she was doing. Just didn't look right for some reason from this angle. Dawson hits the brakes. Penham-Shand is coming up. Puck goes high off the window. Saints get it out to center. Terpstra had to be careful as St. Louis was right there. Yakachuk sweeps it into the zone. An official's arm went up, but not the right one, as that was just a linesman. It was going to be a delayed offside. Saints get it in towards the slot. Shot on, blocked, and wide. A good look there for Stelzer, but the defender was in front. Maryville trying to be careful not to have too many players here as they do a piecemeal line change. Green pushes it over. Got a puppy dog here in attendance. So in case you hear a little yip every now and then, that's what that is. Knocked down by Moore, and here comes Brooks. Hands it off to Johnson. Johnson takes the shot, and it ricochets around. He cut it a little too finely, tried to beat her on the glove hand side. Backhand chance from Poisson, and that's turned aside. Adley collides with Johnson. Adley kind of looking around like, what are you doing? Johnson escapes without any extracurricular activity after the whistle. And a great push there by the Saints, but they still have the goose egg on the board. Knocked back. Here's McGowan. She takes a shot. That's high off the glass. Favorable bounce as it comes down for Rutherford. Floats one back for McGowan. Flung out into the corner. Looking for Rutherford into the middle, and she had to reach out. That allowed the defender to get it away. Saints knock it down. Brennan can't get to it, though. Chopped out to center. Toole sends it back to her own blue line. Stretch pass to the far side. Too far in behind Johnson. She wasn't off the ice very long. Just enough to catch her breath and go back out. 1:05 to go here in the opening period. Tied up here along the near wall. Calverda gave it over to Episcopo as they exchange places. She runs into O'Leary. Coming back, nobody in the slot. Dawson walks the line. Spun it around the end wall. Looking for an opportunity. Here's Morgan McGowan. Didn't have too much room, so just punches it down low. 25 seconds to go in the opening period. Saints trying to jam it in on the far post. The goaltender was there. O'Leary coming over. Defender got there a little quicker. Williams was bumped off. Rutherford throwing the body. Rutherford digging in. Can't feel good to get those sticks on the back of the knee. Centering pass, it was almost on target, but just underneath the stick of a couple Maryville players. 20 minutes are in the books. Nobody managed to score in the first period today, so this one will turn out a little bit different than it did yesterday, at least after one period of play. Saints outshoot their opponent 8-5, but we've got a 0-0 game. Don't go too far. We'll have more Maryville Saints hockey coming up in just a bit.
College hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
Moneta may be one of the nation's largest independent wealth managers, but what we pride ourselves on most is serving each client like they're part of the family. That's why we go to extraordinary lengths to help our clients reach their unique financial goals. Whether launching a business, providing retirement planning for employees, or building a multi-generational legacy. At Moneta, whatever you cherish, we help protect it today, tomorrow, and into the future.
When you sign up for hockey, you sign up for the USA Hockey Experience. From your first strides to your first falls, while learning to love the best game on earth, we're there. From your favorite coach teaching you to love and respect the game, to the officials who are dedicated to keeping the ice fair and safe, we're there. For every celly in the corner, or big save in a shootout to win an overtime game at Nationals, we're there. As you develop on the ice and begin dreaming of wearing the red, white, and blue with a gold medal around your neck, we're there. And once the youth hockey experience comes to an end and you realize hockey is a sport that lasts a lifetime, we're there. Even if you're not sure there's a sport for you, we're there to make sure hockey is accessible for everyone. And as a hockey parent on this journey, we're there for you too. From your first drive to the rink and your first attempt at dressing your new hockey player, we're there. Whenever you're concerned about safety, both at and away at the rink. We're there. In the moment when you see your child grow into a young adult that you're so very proud of, we're there. Coaches, whether you're new to the sport and wanting to give back to your community, or an experienced bench boss striving to raise your hockey knowledge, we're there. And officials, from learning the rules of the game as a teenager to developing your skills into a lifelong passion, and for some, working the Olympic or Paralympic Games, we're there. When you join the USA Hockey Experience, the ice rink will become your second home. Your team will become your second family. Everything you want to achieve and more, every success and failure, we will be there to make sure that hockey is there for you.
Red Brick Roofing, wherever you live, from Bridgeton to Baldwin, Brentwood to Kirkwood, St. Anne to St. Charles, wherever you live. Hazelwood to Maplewood, the name you know. Red Brick Roofing, wherever you go. For a hole in your roof or a whole new roof. Red Brick Roofing.
St. Louis, 314-645-2000.
I think the thing I love most about going back to St. Louis are the people.
Every time I come back, there's something new.
There's so much of the city that I have yet to explore.
From Six Flags to the Science Center to the Louvre.
Ted Drew's.
Hey, and what about the sports? Come on.
You have to get to a Cardinals game. You have to get to a Blues game.
I mean, you have to see the Arch if you go to St. Louis.
It is Instagram bait.
St. Lou is home. It's my home.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time.
That looks good.
From now on, we're not going to leave anything on our plates. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
In today's sports world, high-quality video and accurate data are key elements for improving team results, player development, and fan engagement. Pixelot, the world's leading AI automated sports production company, provides an end-to-end video and data solution for fans, players, and coaches. Pixelot systems are installed around the world and produce thousands of live matches every day with customized live graphics, ads, color commentary, and play-by-play. At the end of the game, our AI generates highlight reels 100% automatically. Analysts and the coaching staff get video breakdowns and stats from VidSwap, Pixelot's video analysis platform. Each game captured is automatically broken down by sports professionals on a video editing platform for in-depth analysis. The real-time game breakdowns from live video and official data include shot charts, heat maps, and detailed game, team, and player stats. The platform offers a variety of editing and self-coding tools, so you can easily review plays and coach your team better both during and after the game. This all-in-one, cost-effective solution also allows you to telestrate, tag, and add notes to each move, and watch your upcoming opponent's matches on the Video Exchange platform. Pixelot produces and analyzes thousands of games every single day from over 130 leagues and tournaments around the globe. Join the AI revolution in sports.
A lot of the times, students that are thinking about entering our program, they have a lot of questions. They've done their research. A lot of the questions that the students have are based upon outcomes. Where am I going to be 4 years from now if I decide to be in the Rawlings Sport Business Management program? Here, I'll show you. Here's where our alumni work now. We have students working in the athletic department at universities. We have students working for sports teams. We have students working for sports agencies, whether it be an Abstract Marketing, a Learfield Sports, an IMG. Those are a lot of the organizations that are hiring our students. And we do have a lot of our alumni who do work for sports teams, whether it be the Houston Rockets, the Kansas City Royals, the St. Louis Cardinals, St. Louis Blues. Many of our students have worked for those agencies and continue to work for those types of organizations now.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
college hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. More than just another sweater you pull on. It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs.
Welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center. The teams have switched sides. Cadrain is down on the right side of your screen. Adley is on the left. Maryville will be going right to left. Both teams trying to break the deadlock. 0-0 after one period of play. Maryville had plenty of chances. They outshot Indiana Tech 8-5, but they were unable to put one into the back of the net, but not for lack of trying. Saints get it inside their own zone, but Indiana Tech intercepts. They were trying to shuffle one into the middle for Williams. Moore twists it back in, but it's going to be a delayed offside. Warriors touch up. Saints bang it up the wall. Pushed up by Rutherford, and then sent in. That one goes high, either off the chin or off the shoulder of Toole. She was trying to outduel two defenders. Indiana Tech gets it up towards the red line. Dawson sends it back the other way. Delayed offside, but now Maryville touches up as they were doing a line change. 1 minute played here in the middle frame. Good interception for a moment by Johnson. Gerwitz is able to bounce that one in behind. Kelsel steps up, and they knock it through the neutral zone. Here comes Yakachuk into the high slot. She's going to fling one towards goal. That's a little too high. Good block by Gerwitz. Otherwise, Juszczyk might have put it into an empty net. Saints cleared out, and they head off onto the forecheck. Didn't have enough mustard on it to get it for icing, so that benefits Maryville. And Indiana Tech with some good passing to get it out. Here comes Pedham Shan, slowing it up at the blue line. Down low. Picked up by Anderson. One-timer in front and sliced across the face of goal. Saints trying to get it into the offensive end. It's been a lot of Indiana Tech so far here in the second period. St. Louis was in all alone. Moore came back, but St. Louis couldn't really get too much going. Dawson takes a spill. And pushed over here towards the near wing. St. Louis trying to outduel Calverda. Williams comes over. Stelzer stepped up. Furbett whacks it along the ball. Here's St. Louis trying from the angle. Stelzer couldn't settle it down. There's a scramble in front. They're jabbing at it. It's loose, and Adley dives out to cover. Those are always nervy moments for a goaltender because you know it's just right there. It's in between all the skates, and you can kind of see it. And you're always worried that some random stick's going to come in and try to pop that up. But you're always leery of reaching out to try to cover it because if you don't get it, obviously that opens up more net. And you also expose yourself to all those skates that are around there. Goaltenders have a lot of padding, but you can still get cut if somebody steps on the wrong spot by accident. Indiana Tech has it back in their own zone. Cooper, as well as O'Leary, came on the forecheck. Warriors slice it up the wall. Furbit is back, but no icing. Blowing a tire down low was Allison Green. Indiana Tech intercepts the outlet. Yakachuk, Yonker providing a little bit of a screen, even a pick if you want to call it that. Trying to put it into the middle. Pedham Shand gets it down low, and it's gloved down by Cadrain. She timed that nicely, because if she missed that, that was going to be an easy tap in. I believe it was Yonker there on the doorstep. Clock stops with 16:15 to go here in the second period. Indiana Tech starting to take a little bit of control here in the second. They've only got 2 shots on goal, as do the Saints, but much more of the time of possession in the offensive zone has gone the way of the Warriors. Juszczyk gives it over to Pedham Shand, put it into the high slot, but nobody there in black and orange. Johnson, or check that, it was Brooks. Able to steal that away. Brooks collides with Moore. Johnson comes over to help. Yakachuk gets it up the wall. And now it's a 2-on-1. Pedham Shand goes in with Juszczyk. She finds Juszczyk deflected towards goal. The rebound chance all stopped by Cadrain. Excellent run of play there. Good offensive chance for the Warriors. Matched by just as good of a save, a couple saves actually, by Cadrain. Filtered out in front. Saints get it out. Here comes Callhammer. She's got Rutherford streaking towards the middle. The passing lane just wasn't really available. Green flops it up to center ice. Gets it back, and then it's chopped away. Johnson was walled off, so Indiana Tech puts it into their offensive zone as they have a change. Maryville trying to catch them on it. They got a touch up, and St. Louis apparently could not get back across. Just a little mix-up there as St. Louis went up too early. Johnson fielded the puck. I think she was always the intended target, but St. Louis thought it was going to go in perhaps on a dump-in play. Warriors win it off the draw. 5:25 gone here in the period. Tapped in by Jaden Rogers. Gerwitz tracks it down for the Saints. Fires that up the boards. Didn't hit anybody's skate, so this is going to be an icing call against the Saints. No, they wave it off as it came all the way around to Argyropoulos. Can the Saints capitalize? McBain trying to find some space. She's tied up along the end wall. Argyropoulos is in the middle. She got it, but on the wrong side of the stick, so couldn't get a shot off. Kelsel fans on the poke check. Rogers brings it in. She's got Johnson in the middle. Good defensive play on the backside by Gerwitz. Argyropoulos comes up. Here's Rutherford. Puts it back to the forehand. Off the toe. The rebound. Smothered. It was right there in between the wickets, but Adley managed to shut the door before Rutherford could get the stick there. .39 left to go here in the second period. Saints win the draw. Dawson just flings it around. Cooper picks it up off the wall into the skates of O'Leary. Furbit tried to step up, but She was outdueled on the joust. Rutherford lost it in the dashers. Episcopo was there as well. Yakachuk goes far side. Moore dumps it in. Dawson picks it up. Skates up the right-hand side. Slugs one up through the middle. Off the skates of Rutherford. She's going to catch up to it. Carries back into the corner. She is hounded by McElhaney. Yakachuk goes into the stick of Cooper. Second attempt gets it in for Green. Green takes the wrister. Kelso blocks that away. Brought back by Green. Gerwitz ties up Borland. Borland kind of looking around like, what happened? Green chops it down low. Borland again. Cooper comes back for the Saints. Gerwitz has to pick up the loose change in the corner. McElhaney keeps it in for the Warriors. Juszczyk had her stick lifted. Kelso kicks at it. Johnson comes back. Adam Shand into the zone. Ricochets around. Second attempt for Juszczyk ends up on goal, and Cadrain decides to hold on. 12:08 left to go in the second period. Shots almost even. It's 11-10. Maryville with a slim lead there, but both teams looking to crack that egg that's up on the scoreboard in terms of the zeros. And now they're going to bring the faceoff out of the zone for some reason. Head official over there talking to Coach Hicks. I'm not going to pretend like I'm going to figure out what the call was. If I had to guess, I would say that Indiana Tech had a player offside, and then they're going to say that they purposely played it back in, but that's kind of a reach, so we really don't really know why that faceoff came out of the zone. Doesn't really affect too much, though, as we're back into the neutral zone. Caught up in the snow there by the benches. Now here's a little bit of space for Johnson, but it's caught up in the skates, and then she falls over. A little bit of a toe pick there. Tried to kind of kick at the puck, and toe of her skate just kind of got caught up in a rut. 11:30 to go in the middle frame. McElhaney over skates. Saints trying to take advantage. Coming over is Stelzer from behind the net. St. Louis calling for it in front. Instead, they get it out top. Shot from Callhammer's blocked. Green goes the other way. Borland picking up speed. Green just shuffles it into the zone. Kerwitz is without a stick. And that's actually Dawson. McElhaney knocks it down for the Warriors. St. Louis got it up the wall. McElhaney shoots in behind the goal. Beek comes up to keep it alive for the Warriors. 10:40 to go now in the middle period. Not too much control here for the Saints. They've had a few rush plays, but other than that, it's been mostly under the control of the Warriors here in the second. Closing in on the midway point of the contest. St. Louis comes in on her off wing, takes a little bit of a slash across the stick, but keeps it. Toole tried to kind of feather one in front. That hops over the stick of Kelso. Not far enough for icing. Gerwitz is back in her own zone by herself. Up to center. Junker goes back the other way. Cadrain tried to stop it, but that one turned into a super ball and bounced up over the paddle. Intercepted by Kelsel. Knocked down at center. Brennan just kind of pitchforks that just to the side of the goal. Brennan is smushed up against the end wall. The official's been very lenient with the body contact, which the ACHA has relaxed the rules, which I think is a very good decision. But it also leaves things kind of in a gray area as there's an icing call, much to the chagrin of the coaching staff for Indiana Tech. Coach Hicks saying that should go to center ice, that he's not going to win that battle. They're going to keep it in the offensive zone. No line change available for the Warriors, so they're going to take their sweet time to get back in the defensive zone to take the draw. Indiana Tech took it for the most part off the faceoff. Poisson was almost bumped off the puck. Tries to shuffle it in from the near side. Cycles it back out in front. Intercepted by Pedham Shand. Now into the middle for Yakachuk. Pedham Shand going in looking for a rebound, but Cadrain controls it all the way. 8:38 left to go here in the second. Shots are 11-11, but the score is 0-0. Gerwitz tried to fire it out, but going across the grain hit some bodies in front. Good active paddle there from Cadrain to stop that centering pass. Delayed penalty coming up as there's Borland down behind the play, so Maryville's going to be shorthanded once they touch the puck up. There, Kelsel got possession, and Indiana Tech will have the power play. Obviously, the zeros on the scoreboard tell you the story that nobody has scored with the player advantage just yet. Each team has now had an opportunity. Although this is just the beginning of a new one for Indiana Tech. They win the faceoff. Yakachuk at the blue line on the left-hand side, walks the line. Good active stick from Rutherford disrupted that. Trying to skate in shorthanded. Junker comes back. Rutherford still has it. And then just lost it as she tried to slice back in to the slot. That killed off a good 25 seconds, though. 7:50 left to go in the period. Almost knocked out of midair by Toole. Callahammer swats it out of midair. Pedham Shand gets it into the zone, but onto the stick of Gerwitz. Steals it back. Hits the brakes. And slows things up in the corner. Pedham Shand comes out. Here's Episcopo going to the far circle. Shot on. Cadrain to save. 1:13 left in the power play. 7:28 left in the period. Quick shot from the middle. Ended up scraping just wide. Back towards the point. Here's Moore looking in front. Williams actually stopped it on the deflection attempt, and the Saints were able to clear. 50 seconds left in the man advantage. 7 minutes and change left in the period. Terpstra slides one up, and Moore brings it in. Moore on her off wing, puts it into the middle, over to the far side, score! Indiana Tech scores on the power play, and they're going to stay a player up as there was a delayed call that will stand. It's going to be Williams with her second of the weekend, and she breaks the ice. Williams at 13-11 on the power play. Puts Indiana Tech up 1-0. Sophie Brennan is going to go into the box. I believe they're calling cross-checking. I thought it would have been more of a trip, but 6 in one, half dozen in the other. So worst case scenario basically there for Maryville. Not only do they give up a goal, but they take a penalty on the play as well. So they remain shorthanded, and there's a full 2 minutes up on the clock, a little bit less now. But the Warriors are looking a little bit more active. Not that they haven't been on the offensive end anyway, but you get a little bit of a jolt there after you score a goal. Good clearance here from Dawson to send it the length of the ice. 90 seconds left in the power play. Toole comes in on the forecheck. Good pass through the middle as they slide it through. Borland and Green exchange places. Borland on the puck. Borland has it along the near side wall, but it was a bouncer and escapes the zone. They pass it just past Toole. There's more, the captain, fans on this one. Under a minute to go on the power play. This is deflected up and out into the Indiana Tech bench. 5:32 to go in the period. 1-0 lead on a Genesee Williams goal. She scored the game winner yesterday. We'll have to see if this one holds up. Obviously, Indiana Tech would need a shutout for it to be the game winner here this afternoon. Yakachuk brings it up, just Jack in tow. Yakachuk still on it. Thought about taking the shot, carries around instead. From the far corner to the hash marks, drops it off to Episcopo at the point. Back to Yakachuk. One-timer in front. Big save, Cadrain. They try to find some space on the far side. Episcopo straightaway point. She'll take a wrister. That's knocked down. Rutherford's second opportunity settles it down. She's going to skate it out. 4 seconds left, and then we'll be back to 5-on-5. Shot towards goal. That one stopped, and that will gain an offensive zone faceoff for the Saints. 4:48 left to go here in the middle frame. Warriors lead by 1. Skated out by Green as she tosses it around McGowan. Dawson comes back. Bothered by Green. Borland on the near side. Puts it into the middle. They spin it around. Now Poisson has it for Maryville. Hair flowing in the wind. Poisson comes in on the near wing. Dumped it in behind the net. Picked up by the defender, though. Saints can't hold the zone. McGowan has to be careful. She's tripped up. No penalty, though. Dawson tosses it up. Terpstra sends it back the other way, but not out of the zone. Here's Maddie Johnson. And they're going to say it was offside, that it did just come over the blue line. Jousting going on between Johnson and Callhammer on the faceoff. Callhammer comes up with it in the skates of St. Louis. Callhammer comes in. It's onside. Callhammer stick handles down low. Easy for me to say. Now she's bumped down from behind. Kelsel didn't have too much of a shooting lane. Callhammer has it just north of the half wall. Slapped off the boards to the far wing. St. Louis almost pilfered it away. Anderson has it for the Warriors, not out. Poked away from St. Louis and then stolen back by the Warriors along the boards. Junker gains the red line, skates over the blue. Drives down into the corner. Sealed off by Kelsel. Toole picks it up. St. Louis ends up with it. She just feathers one up towards the blue line. Hacked and whacked, and now it's a 3-on-1 the other way. Here comes Yakachuk into the middle. Pedamshan spins around. It's a scramble in front, and they never really got the shot away. Solid positioning by the Maryville goaltender, but I don't think that Cadrain had to make a save, although they do put a shot up on the board. From the angle, trying to center for Juszczyk. Yakachuk from the half wall, on her backhand, spins it up. Dumped down low as Pedamshan goes off on a change. 2:20 left to go here in the second. It's a 1-goal lead for the Warriors. That one got all the way through and a left toe save by Cadrain. Borland slows it up, trying to play it off the paddle of the goaltender. Came close to doing so. This one's gloved down by O'Leary as she skates up. 2-minute warning. This one goes off the boards but knocked down. Warriors bring it in. Green with a shot, stick save. Good rebound control, punching that into the corner. Aposan over to Johnson. Aposan was the intended target on the return pass. Now here's a cherry pick and move. Pedamshan is in. Stick handles around and then ran out of space. Clock stops with 1:23 to go here in the period. Saints dump it down. Poisson's in a foot race. She got to the hash marks first, but didn't take the right angle, so it ends up being an icing call. Another stoppage with 1:12 to go. Off the draw, Brooks tried to shovel it into the offensive zone, got a little too high and ended up hitting somebody on the bench. So we'll have a neutral zone face-off with 64 seconds remaining. Right in on the near side by Pedamshan. Fans on the centering pass. Jabbed over towards the near wing. Blindly put across the middle. Slapped up. Ultimately covered by Cadrain. Borland was looking for a late one. Shots have gone completely the other way. Despite Maryville having some early chances in the period, they really haven't gotten much going on the offensive end at all. Only 4 shots here in the second. That puck kind of fluttered on Dawson, so she couldn't clear it out. St. Louis carries in behind her own net, tries to find some space on the far side. The pass didn't find Toole. Saints do deflect it out. Now St. Louis trying to get the angle, but Calverda was there. Rutherford overskated. Toole comes back. Got caught up. The skates collided of hers and the referee. 4 seconds left, so that'll just about do it. 40 minutes are in the books, and right now, Indiana Tech has control. It's a thin margin, though, just a 1-goal difference. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk things over in the intermission report, and we'll have your third period as well. Don't go too far. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
There's two types of drivers out there. Drivers who know how to protect their investment, and drivers who don't. Car owners who know how to get more miles per gallon, and owners who don't. We're talking people who know their Schaefer, and people who don't. Which one are you? From cars to trucks to diesel workhorses, whatever you drive, there's a Schaefer synthetic oil for you. Do you know your Schaefer? Ask for it at an automotive retailer near you.
Red Brick Roofing, wherever you live, from Bridgeton to Baldwin, Brentwood to Kirkwood, St. Anne to St. Charles, wherever you live. Hazelwood to Maplewood, the name you know. Red Brick Roofing, wherever you go. For a hole in your roof or a whole new roof. Red Brick Roofing.
St. Louis, 314-645-2000.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th-round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
About your dreams, man.
Moneta may be one of the nation's largest independent wealth managers, but what we pride ourselves on most is serving each client like they're part of the family. That's why we go to extraordinary lengths to help our clients reach their unique financial goals. Whether launching a business, providing retirement planning for employees, or building a multi-generational legacy. At Moneta, whatever you cherish, we help protect it today, tomorrow, and into the future.
This is the MSHN Intermission Report, brought to you by the following. Hogan Trucking, comprehensive transportation, straightforward solutions.
What you want.
And welcome into the Hogan Trucking Intermission Report. 1-0 in favor of Indiana Tech after 40 minutes of play. I'd say for the first 23 minutes or so of this contest, Maryville was playing a very solid game, but once Indiana Tech started really finding their footing in that second period, they really took control of the contest. It took them until 13-11 when Genesee Williams would get the power play goal to put the Indiana Tech Warriors up by 1. And it was a nice play to get the shot off. Not too much of a chance for Cadrain to make a save on the play, but really a few minutes before that goal and then for basically the entire second period after that goal, it was all Indiana Tech, where the Warriors were just really keeping the Saints in the defensive zone a lot. Now, I don't know if that had a little bit to do with the long change in the second period where Maryville just didn't manage that very well, or if it was just strictly the fact that the Indiana Warriors had kind of found something within that period that they could exploit. But whatever the case was, they had the opportunities to potentially take more than just the 1-goal lead, but Maryville is only down by 1 after 2 periods thus far. They are being outshot 20-12, so they were outshot within that period, 15-4. So Maryville really didn't have anything on the offensive end outside of those first 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes at most. So it was a disappointing middle frame for the Maryville Saints overall. We'll see what Coach Lang manages to cook up in the second period. Obviously, there's only so many adjustments that you can make. You have a relatively short amount of time in between periods, only 15 minutes to kind of get in there, get some hydration, maybe a snack or something. So there's not a whole lot of time for a coach to really go in there and say, okay, we need to do this, this, and this. But there are still adjustments that you can say, okay, well, we did this well, we did that well, we need to do this better. And that gives the players at least something to focus on those first couple shifts come the third period. We'll see how the third period shakes out. Right now, it's Indiana Tech looking for the series sweep. Can Maryville force a tie and a potential comeback? We'll show it and we'll see in the third period. Don't go too far. We'll have the puck drop in just about 6.5 minutes. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. Lost together, we discovered ourselves again. And we realized that the things that matter deserve time. athletes. Because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there. And they never tasted this good.
Coke with coffee. We blended Coke with rich coffee for one very good reason. Your afternoon pick-me-up routine needed it. Simple as that. Coke with coffee.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
There's power in numbers. Number ones will cook you with that first step.
Your L, sir. Compliments of the chef.
Number 10s, more gold than Midas.
Midas who?
24s will live in your head. 33s put in so many hours, they'll be the first to defeat Father Time.
What you got, 33? Clowns up, old man. Run it back. I said run it back.
50s, ice in their veins. And 87s are so good, they just set up shop in the end zone.
Next!
There's power in numbers. Take yours. Powerade. More power for 0 to 99, more power for me.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go.
Period from the Maryville University Hockey Center. Saints looking for a tying goal here in the third period. The Warriors looking for an insurance goal because as well as Indiana Tech played in that second period, It just doesn't feel like this game is going to end up as a 1-0 score. But you never know with the way that the officials have kind of let things go. We saw another diving play there that McGowan ended up kind of tripping the Indiana Tech player. Kind of getting away with it. A lot of times you'll see that called. Dawson brings it up the off wing. Johnson couldn't handle a pass, so that's going to lead to an icing call. And we'll get a stoppage, 1:02 into the period. So the Saints trying to head off into postseason play, getting themselves back to 500, at least in terms of the regulation wins and losses. Right now they're 12, 13, and 3, 5, 5, and 2 on home ice. So they'd like to get that home record up a little higher. Saints will be playing in their conference tournament next weekend. That will be here from the Maryville University Hockey Center. Stay tuned to Saints social media, for a potential broadcast. As of right now, I think that it's not scheduled to be broadcast, but they are trying to work out some bugs and potentially get a camera over on the other rink, because they're going to have the Division II men's regionals here on this rink. But nothing has been officially announced, so definitely stay tuned to the social media outlets for the Maryville Saints women's program to see what's going on. Gerwitz slides it up. Moore sends it back the other way. Williams touches up, as does Green. Saints give it back. Not really sure why McGowan felt the need to punch that up towards the blue line. 2 minutes played here. Saints put it up towards the attacking blue line, into the zone. Punched in by Brennan, but sent back the other way by Borland. Up through the middle, kicked in. Poisson tries to chase it down. It's knocked down by Gerwitz. Callhammer gave it over. Poisson twists it back, but Callhammer wasn't expecting it. That one jabbed out of the zone. This one will go all the way down onto Cadrain. And she's forced to cover it up, as Rogers was a little too close for comfort. 17:22 to go here in the third period. No official shots on goal for either team thus far, but we are only 2:38 into the period. Jabbed up the wall, but sealed off by Indiana Tech. They get it back to the point. Here's Junker. Her shot was blocked and over the goal. 3 minutes played here in the third. Yakachuk slices it over to the far side. Yakachuk tracks it down on the near corner after Pedham Shan won the board battle. Yakachuk fires, and Green actually blocked that, her own teammate. Cooper gets to it. She put it into the middle, but off the skates. Comes back for Terpstra. Pedham Shan. Stolen now by St. Louis. McBain is in the middle, but St. Louis couldn't get the pass away. Argyropoulos trying to get on the back check. Lifts the stick, but the dump in was made. Just past McBain. That did go off of a Indiana Tech stick, though, so no icing. Step up by Furbit. Got the player, not the puck. Indiana Tech will dump it down. No icing back the other way. 15:45 to go here in the third. Saints still looking for their first shot of the period. But we did see one yesterday during the men's game to where there was only one shot in the period. And well, there was 3 shots, I should say, but one ended up going in. McBain trying to keep Yakachuk at bay. Yakachuk was looking around, felt like she had her stick clamped down on. But the referee has basically let a lot go in this contest. And once the players get used to that, you can adjust. It's harder when you start that way and then all of a sudden the game gets a little too heated and the referee tries to start calling things and you have to try to readjust. 14:35 to go here in the third period. Indiana Tech just trying to bleed some clock off as they tie it up along the end wall. Kelsel floats one up towards the blue line. Punched out by Toole. Sent on around. Brennan trying to chase it. Gerwitz holds it in along the blue line. Sent over to the far side. Brooks stepped up, but the puck was going the other direction. Brought in offside as Johnson was in a couple strides too early. Johnson was clearly not going to cross the line with her. So that'll bring the faceoff out into the neutral zone with 13:54 to go in the third. Still a 1-0 game. Indiana Tech trying to find Borland. She cuts through 2 defenders. Lost it in the corner. Did get it over towards the far side. Green to the half wall. Leaves it for Junker. She slices in towards the middle. McGowan comes over. Cadrain was bumped. That would have been interesting had that managed to go in, if they would have called that goaltender interference. Here's Green with a wrister off the cuff of the glove. Cadrain made the save, couldn't control the rebound. Junker sends a bouncer in. That's sticked away by Cadrain. Johnson sends it up. Yakachuk played it in, but it was a delayed offside, so she couldn't touch it again. Pushed wide of the goal as Brooks was hauled down. Now a chance off the side of the cage there from Rutherford. St. Louis comes over to join the play. Kelso with a shot. Little arching shot, ended up wide of the goal. St. Louis jabbed at it. Gerwitz got a shoulder right under the chin. She was a little bit shaken up, but all right overall. Stretch pass, just too far behind St. Louis. Saints will get the offensive zone draw as Adley will cover it up. Saints do have 2 shots on goal now within this period, but they really haven't tested Mackenzie Adley in quite some time. Toole scrapes it off the boards, but Green steals it. Finds Borland in the middle. She comes in one-on-one with Dawson. Borland to the near circle, puts it into the middle, and knifed away at the last moment. Rutherford goes forward. Got Toole on the far wing. Toole cutting to the middle. Just too hot on the pass. Slapped up. Picked up by Episcopo. Episcopo slides around one defender, fires it on goal, knocked down by Cadrain. Furbett puts it through the middle, and Brennan just vacated the area. She was hot to get off on a change. Johnson drops it back. Junker with the shot. The stick save was made. Might have gone off the side of the goal as well. Saints try to punch it out. Cooper chasing it down. No icing here. Episcopo is there. Ties up Cooper. She tries to play it into the middle. Short angle chance, but Johnson didn't have the angle. And now it's bounced out. Kelso back at center ice. Fires in on a delayed offsides, but the Saints going for a change. Gunker off the skates of Juszczyk. Now it's a 3-on-2. Coming back is St. Louis and Gerwitz to even up the numbers. Pedrain makes the save on the short side chance. 10:29 left to go in the third period. Pedam-Shan bangs it down in behind the Saints goal. Calverda couldn't hold the zone. Saints have it along their own blue line. Gerwitz played it off the body of Pedam-Shan. It goes to the far side. St. Louis was twisted around as that puck wouldn't settle for her. Back out to center. Gerwitz has it. Rutherford goes off on a change. Gerwitz slams it towards goal. Right pad save. Jabbed away from St. Louis. Saints running out of time here. They've still got about half a period, but time definitely not on their side. Callhammer gets it back to McGowan. Has the shooting lane off the high shoulder. Delayed penalty coming up, and the Saints are going to head to the power play on a holding call. So this could be just what the doctor ordered for the Maryville Saints to get some offensive zone time and potentially tie this game up. Terpstra tied it up and then pushes it away from Poisson. Rutherford whiffs on it. Poisson picks it up. Top of the circle, shot saved. That one's deflected out of play. That'll keep the faceoff in the zone. 1:35 left to go in the period. Off the draw, they have to scoop it out. So he's tied up, and now another shorthanded chance, another block. Williams trying to get another shorthanded goal. Won't have the opportunity this time around. That could have been the second time in as many nights that Williams had a shorthanded opportunity after making the block. From the near side corner, St. Louis all alone on the circle. Takes the shot, but right into the trapper. Needed to get that one just a little bit lower, maybe try to just beat her over the top of the pad, but anything on the glove side is usually a little bit easier to make the save for a goaltender. Now Brooks sweeps it over to O'Leary on the far side half wall. Stepped into by Calverda. Back to the point, but the Saints hold it. Dawson sets up St. Louis. Far circle O'Leary just outside on the hash marks. Shot pops over to the near side. 44 seconds left on the power play. Dawson straightaway point. Jabbed away. You've got to be careful if you're the only one on the blue line. Here comes Borland in on the backhand chance and scoops it wide. Saints trying to use that ricochet to push it forward. O'Leary tried to go through the wickets. No such luck. Into the zone now for Brooks in the high slot. Back to the forehand, to the backhand. Callhammer on the far side. They never got a shot away. Gerwitz near side for St. Louis. Into the middle. Backhand chance. Callhammer. It's off the top of the net. And the referee blows the whistle. So the Saints flirt with some danger and then come inches away from getting the tying goal. But it's still 1-0 in favor of Indiana Tech. 14 seconds left in the power play. 7:50 left in the period. Saints need to be careful now with any giveaways, potentially springing the player out of the box. Drop pass to the point. Gerwitz doesn't have a shooting name. Fires it to Poussin on the far side, but on the perimeter. Intercepted by Episcopo. She sends it off the dashers on the far wing. Johnson cuts it back through the middle. Maddie Johnson, wrist shot off the post. An inch the other way on the inside, and it's 1-1. Slammed back in by Rutherford. We're back to 5-on-5 action. Gerwitz steps up, took the man, not the puck. She knocked Green away. Slap down low. It ends up trickling over here to the near side. 6:50 left to go here in regulation. Johnson gets to it. Toole sends it up. Terpstra is back. Now Gerwitz gains the red line. Sandwiched up against the glass, but she does get it in the offensive zone only for a moment. McGowan tried to find Brennan up by the blue line. Cooper was out-dueled. Toole couldn't quite get there before Penham-Shand. This should be an icing against Indiana Tech, and it will be. So the clock stops with 6:11 left to go in the period. Off the draw, McGowan tries to dig in along the blue line. Saints just fire it into the far corner. Terpstra is there for Indiana Tech. Johnson got it caught up between the skates. St. Louis gets back up after blowing a tire. This one will go the length of the ice. Should be another icing, and it will be. So despite the lack of overall chances, Saints do have 7 shots on goal, but again, Adley just doesn't feel like she's been tested a whole lot, other than that one that ricocheted off the post. Great shot by Johnson on that one. But right now, it looks more and more like Maryville's going to be a little bit hard-pressed to get one past the goaltender here this afternoon. Timeout taken by Coach Scott Hicks. He did a similar thing in yesterday's game, well-timed, realizing the game situation. And that was before their third goal was scored, so it was 2-1 at the time. So a similar situation in terms of the goal differential, just the one in between. And it was on an icing call. You don't want to take too many chances with tired legs out there, so you get the players a little bit of a breather and come back out and try to win a face-off. .540 to go here in the period. Fans in attendance trying to pump up their team, as are the players on the Maryville bench. Now the shot in front, score! The face-off won by the Saints. They got it over here to the near side. And it's Sarah Brooks, her second of the weekend. And it's a 1-1 game. So Brooks at 14-24 ties things up for the Saints. And strap yourselves in. 5:36 left to go here in the third. This one's going to come down to the wire. The dog that's just a couple rows in front apparently doesn't like all the noise. But the fans are excited. Here comes Poisson. Saints trying to win it in regulation as now they've got some renewed vigor. Johnson skates it out as Avery Johnson tries to catch up to the dump. Juszczyk was there as well. Saints push it back the other way. Collision here at center ice. Moore gets back up to her skates. Far side it goes to Episcopo. Just gets it across the blue line. Brooks was back out just a shift later. Here comes Rutherford. Pirouettes around the defense. Junker goes to the far side. Episcopo comes back to the near wing. Junker again. Saucer pass intercepted by Rutherford. Popped over to the near side for Green. She gains the red line and dumps it in across the blue. 4:20 to go in the third period. Dawson slows it up along the end wall. Borland with a shot from an angle, deflected down, and that one bounced just wide of the post, underneath the glove. So if it had been on target, there would have been no chance for Cadrain. Now we get a stoppage with 4:03 to go in the third in a 1-1 game. Faceoff comes outside the zone. Last time the Saints lost 2 in a row was back in late January. They dropped one to Midland on January 26th and then again to Adrian on January 27th before beating the Bulldogs on the 28th. It's been a few weeks now since they've dropped 2 in a row. They've got themselves in position to try to get something out of this game. Again, the conference tournament starts February 23rd. That's this Saturday. Not quite sure of the Saints' schedule just yet. But that'll all be posted online in time. Now O'Leary had it poked away. Coming back was Borland, and a good diving play by O'Leary to thwart that cross-ice pass. Williams puts it in front. Cadrain drives out. She can't cover it up. Now the defender tries to put it back into her goaltender. And Dawson breathes a sigh of relief as Cadrain finally realized where it was. Those are scary moments, not only for the defense, but for the goaltender as well, because that puck was underneath Cadrain. She didn't think she had it. So she moved, and then it came loose. .252 left to go here in the third period. Shots 27-21. Saints will just dump it out off the far side. This one's going to go in on goal, so that'll avoid an icing call, and they're actually going to get an offensive zone draw. So playing the angles perfectly on that clearance. Tied up off the draw. Toole gets it over towards the wall. Rutherford digs it out, but then she's smashed over by Rogers. Toole comes over to help. It's the 17's duel. Now Rutherford slides it across the top of the crease. Gerwitz pinches in, pops it up towards the corner, but nobody there in white just yet. Terpstra from behind her own net. Pass across, intercepted by the Saints. Oh, it just wouldn't fall on the stick of Brennan. It was a great play, but the pass just wasn't quite where it needed to be. Saints get it out of their zone. Here comes Toole. Johnson is in as well, but Toole will dump. Johnson chases it down. Junker is there first. Episcopo goes rink wide, out of the reach of Pettum Shan. This one will go wide of the net, and it will be an icing call. Clock stops with 1:54 left in the period. Face-off won by Indiana Tech. They will saucer one in. Pettum Shand scoops it down low around into the back of the net. Pushed off by McGowan. McGowan fires up the near side. Junker sends it towards goal. Glove down by Maddie Johnson. Johnson gains the red line and backhands it in as she lost her footing but kept it long enough. Now just passed around by Gerwitz. 1:22 to go in the period. St. Louis coming over, disrupting things. Here's Callhammer. She's tried to settle the puck down. Top of the dots. And the shot was blocked by a back-checking Williams. Williams plays it off of skates, so no icing. Gerwitz has to chase it all the way down. Carries in behind her net. Carries over to the far or near side, I should say. Calverda gave it away. Souped on in by Gerwitz. From the top of the circle, rebound chance, oh, and Episcopo denied a goal. Toole puts it back towards the target. It's loose at the bottom of the circle. All dependent on your vantage point. But from the Maryville side, they put it in front again, and nobody was there. Dawson with 30 seconds left. Just outside the hash marks, around for St. Louis from the near side corner. Into the mixer. They scoop it towards goal, and Callhammer is denied. I believe it was a defensive stick, not the goaltender. 18 seconds left. Perhaps enough time for one last push up the ice by the Saints. Regathered by Toole. She'll glide up the far-hand side. Gets a slash across the gloves. Dumps it in to the side of the net. Terpstra trying to keep it away. Maryville player was spun down, and 60 minutes will not be enough. 1-1 after regulation, and we've got some overtime hockey on the horizon. So shots overall 27-24 in favor of Indiana Tech, but they were outshot 12-7 within that period. So a good job defensively by the Saints to not only allow that insurance goal for Indiana Tech, but really keep all the chances for the Warriors off to the perimeter and batted away. Cadrain made the saves when she needed to. And then the big tying goal by Sarah Brooks. Her second in as many nights. came at 14:24 of the third period. Both coaches have their players gathered. Maryville, you have to wonder maybe if they're a little more fatigued. They're all kind of sitting on the edge of the bench, getting a little bit more rest, where a lot of the Indiana Tech players are actually on their skates up, kind of looking at some stuff on the whiteboard. So the teams will swap sides, so this will essentially be like playing in the second period, which does force the long changes. Three-on-three overtime. If you like that sort of thing, this is exciting hockey. I'm not going to pretend to be one of those people, but we deal with it as it is, and as it is right now is 3-on-3, 5 minutes up on the clock. Overtime hockey in this matinee affair between Indiana Tech and the Maryville Saints. Brought in by Borland. Poisson takes her to the wall. Borland absorbs all the punishment and carries in behind the net. She's got it on the backhand to the far side. To the point now. Moore trying to avoid Gerwitz in the poke check. Gerwitz doesn't come up with possession, but gets it away from Moore. Williams' stick was lifted as Poisson comes over to help. Gerwitz perhaps with some space. Johnson heading forward. They try to hit her on the stretch pass, but it was cut out by Borland. Gerwitz picks it up. Saints need to be careful now because Gerwitz is probably a little bit tired late in the line change here. Just about a minute played. Good interception by Dawson, but then it's jabbed away by Green. In comes Pedham Shand. Green trips over the blue line, and Pedham Shand retreats. Back at center ice, Episcopo. Trying to work the weave play. Now here comes Rutherford. She's in all alone. Rutherford from the hash marks to the forehand. She shoots, and a big toe save. She couldn't get it elevated. Rutherford looking for Brooks. We've got Dawson out top. Dawson skates to the outside of the circle. Brooks with Episcopo on her. Rutherford has it go off the skates, and that's going to leave the zone. 3:15 left to go. Saints just shuffle it in as they head off for a partial change. Rutherford goes off. Callhammer was on. But we'll get a face-off inside the zone as Adley didn't want to take any chances and covered that puck. Now Gerwitz going to take the shot. Score! A seeing eye shot for Emma Gerwitz. The captain has found the game winner in overtime. The Saints victorious 2-1. So a huge win for the Maryville Saints to push their record to 13-3. Indiana Tech falls to 25-5 as the players gather at center ice for the respect that each team deserves after a well-played series of hockey. So that'll just about do it for our coverage here in the regular season of the Maryville Saints. A fantastic way to finish things here at the Maryville University Hockey Center as the Saints victorious in overtime. Wrapping up the scoring, Genesee Williams scored on the power play for Indiana Tech at 13-11 of the second period. Sarah Brooks would score at 14-24 to tie things up in the third, and then Emma Gerwitz at 1:57 of overtime gets the game winner to send the fans home happy. Once again, remember, the conference tournament starts this Thursday, the 23rd, right here at the Maryville University Hockey Center. Stay tuned to the Saints social media networks for game times and any potential of a broadcast as well. That'll wrap it up for our coverage here this afternoon. We hope you enjoyed today's contest. It's a 2-1 victory for your Saints. For Eric Skelton, we thank him for making us look good behind the scenes. I've been Todd Panula. Good afternoon, Saints fans. This has been the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.
The Maryville Saints Hockey Network thanks you for watching this presentation of the American Collegiate Hockey Association.